There we go. Just confirming. Looks like we're live. There it is. Okay. Took a second for the video to kick in. All right. I think I have everything resolved. Sorry for the delay and the technical issues, but shouldn't bother us for the rest of the night, I don't think. Oh, never mind. You can't hear the game. Let me try and fix it again. Okay, let's try now. Better. I had weird settings for whatever reason. It's fine. I think I fixed it. Alright, my face is working though. That's good. Alright. Anyway, sorry for the delay. I've the window open for some incense. It's probably the last night of the year we're going to be able to do that, so take every opportunity for it being 70-ish at least. Being cooler outside than we have the air conditioner on. Put it that way. Or certainly, quite a bit cooler outside than inside, at least in this room. Yes, hello. Yeah, Saoirse is also up late a little bit tonight, so she's in the other room. Bath getting ready for bed. She is gonna go to bed though soon. But yes, hello. All right. So back into it. As we load in, welcome back. I think we're all set to finish up the actual main storyline of Dragon Age Origins tonight. At least I think. We'll see. She's giggling now. No wins. Oh. I already lit it. I'm sorry. So I'll wait for this to go out. Alright, sorry, I won't. There's already a decent pile on here, but I guess that'll be the last. That'll be fine. So, last we left off... Kylie says, hope the headache goes away soon. I do as well. It's been, it was rough. It's, not to overshare, but, hopefully the nice nap earlier and some nice soup will go a little bit to help. In related news, I made soup tonight. Very happy about it. I love soup. As everyone knows, I absolutely love soup. Soup is my favorite food. Is definitely my favorite food. Soup. I know that's really vague and unuseful, but definitely my favorite. In also related news, I know Star Wars: The Bad Batch is continuing to come out. The pilot episode, the one from last Tuesday, May the 4th, whenever it was, had a background clone in one of the Camino scenes that was just totally hype for this bowl of soup, and I've never empathized more with a character on screen. I maybe have, but not like this week. So representation matters. Anyway, oh cool, I only made soup too. Ooh, gyoza meatball soup, nice. We're vaguely similar. Made a Thai beef noodle soup with all kinds of like cabbage and greens and stuff. Turned out really good. Always does. It's a great recipe. I'll if I can find my notebook, I'll put the recipe either at least in the Discord, probably also in the description here afterwards. It turns out great. Especially with a really kind of trying to think of the best cut of meat for it that I've best cut of meat for it that I've found. Probably of all things, probably like a rump or a shoulder roast, something that's really marbled and has a lot of like connective tissue, like cartilage, grizzle type stuff. in there, because it softens up and melts into the soup really well, especially after you chop up the beef. Very nice. So yeah, there's as Kylie says, there's a theme with the soups, just a little bit. At least there's a theme of soup. Always needs a nice soup theme. Oh, Kevin says I won't be able to commit completely tonight, but I wanted to make an appearance and wish everyone a happy evening. Happy evening to you too, Kevin. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck and have fun moving and such with helping your friend move, if I recall. So as well, in between last week and this week, off stream, I took a few moments to actually find the next guy in the quest line. We were trying to find Sten's sword that went missing after he was knocked out by Darkspawn, if you recall where we left off last time. So I want to wrap this quest line up and actually find his damn sword. We were told that the guy headed off to Orzammar. Being an idiot, I immediately went to Orzammar, trying to head the guy off. Turns out, this is the guy here, Mr. Farron, who did not get in to Orzammar. So we're going to talk to him. We're going to see where this lead leads, and hopefully soon we'll get Sten's sword back. If I recall, this is a really long, convoluted. Talk to A to find B, talk to B to find C, etc., etc. I don't remember exactly how many steps are in the process, but it's a rather long. So let's see.
So, you're back, I see. What can I do for you?
Quiet. Hold on. Looking like some of the game audio is pretty quiet, so let me turn that up just a bit. Sorry about that. You're Farron, right?
You've, heard of me?
Where is my sword?
I don't know what you mean, sir.
I'd give it to him if I were you, Farron.
I
Farron.
don't have it, I swear by Andraste's knickers. I sold it on the way here.
I'm not gonna tell Sten to tear his arms off. I'm not gonna play the Princess Bride line, because Sten will take it 100% seriously and literally tear the man's arms off. So I don't want to do that. Where is it now?
I sold it to a dwarf in Redcliffe, name of Dwin.
Wait, Dwin? I know him.
He's the one who has the sword, I promise you. Said he was a collector.
We'll see.
Hey. Easy peasy. Let's go. Let's go to Redcliffe. Let's go find this dwarf Dwin. If I recall, one of the mercenaries who was fighting the Battle of Redcliffe last time. I wonder what happens if he dies before you do this quest, because he can die in the battle. Oh no, this is going to advance the plot, isn't it? Uh-oh. Oh no. I should have thought of this. We'll be fine. It'll be fine. Probably won't. Who knows? Maybe it will. Really should have thought of this. Ah. Ah, another dwarf. Old Tegra.
Have coin, stranger? With Orzammar clothes, fine weapon and arms, dwarven made.
Alright, let's see the discount. What you got? Yeah. Dwarven stuff. Nice, but nah, nothing great. I think we can sell off to him. Nah, I think we're good. Nah, alright, all set. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully this doesn't just right away advance the plot, but if it does, then hopefully we can at least go back and find our dwarf. And we really have to go all that way around? That seems weird, but okay. Oh, no, okay, we're good. We're good. Just... Was that? I don't... There's... This seems new. This seems new. This seems bad. Things are on fire. That's not good.
It's you.
Uh-oh.
The Grey Warden. Andraste's mercy that you got here when you did. I thought for sure these monsters were going to get me.
How did the Darkspawn get here?
Just a few hours ago.
When?
Not that long after everyone was evacuated to the castle.
Okay.
I thought I could make it to my home and back before they got here. But it took me too long to get down here. What a relief you arrived.
Did you get to safety?
I'm going to get out of here before any more of those things arrive. Thank you again.
Whoa! Smoked him. Fireball, okay. Oh boy. How about we crushing prison? Okay. And steal some of his magics. And I just wasted a chain lightning, didn't I? Wow, these guys are just dropping like flies.
Going. Yes.
More darkspawn, hey? All right.
Are they supposed to go down to one hit? Oh, jeez. I don't need these. I'm not gonna pillage the dead. That I actually do need. It's not used. I'm not gonna unnecessarily pillage the dead for their gear. Alright. Alice says, y'all, I did a face mask tonight and my skin feels so glowy. I love it. Cool. It is, I don't quite understand exactly how that all works. Well, I suppose. Let's do that. Go Frosty. Chain lightning. That one. And fireball those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I tend to have it's interesting that I find it fairly interesting how strangely often our Dragon Age streams in particular devolve into discussing, if not food, then certainly skincare, or hair care, one or the other, beauty and or hygiene. To the point where let's go Firestorm, right? Alright, let me see. Who can I target with... Oh god, I can't see a damn thing. Alright. How about I go... And I can't chain lightning.
Yes.
Oh, there's another ogre. That's delightful. Not a fan of that. Steal that one's magic. Let's go and just... Nicely done, Zevran. Okay, I think that's it. On which note, this is basically what you do is you spread clay mask. It's clay? I had no idea it was anything like clay. I thought it was wiggly. All of your face in your T-zone, so I assume that's this, right? Let it dry for 5-10 minutes and wash it off and put on moisturizer. The sheet mask mask you with sheet mask. You use the sheet mask normally. Just lay it over your face and keep it there for around 5-10 minutes and take it off and just rub in the extra stuff and put on the moisturizer. Neato. Kevin says, speaking of hygiene, I've found that I stink less frequently when I avoid sugar. Is that a good thing? That does seem an odd,
And I'm off.
more of an odd correlation than a purely expected one. Body odors presumably has a lot to do with hormonal differences and stuff. That's odd. But yeah, I tend to have I'm like on my mom's side, I'm a bit Sicilian. The part of me that's not Italian is Sicilian. And we tend to be the greasy fellas. The stereotype really does carry itself out. This is the guy's house. Oh no. We may have goofed and not been able to finish Sten's personal quote. Oh no. It's fine, don't worry. Yes. Where to though? There's no more darkspawn. Right? Let's go to the castle, I suppose. Erica says, I'll keep my nasty face if it means I cut out sugar. I'll have to pry it out of my cold, dead hands. It's one of those things where, like, okay, so recently, you may have seen a study that showed, like, a significant majority of American men would rather die significantly earlier if it meant they would rather die early than give up red meat. Which I think I agree. I think I'd agree with that too. So, there are some things that just make life better. And for a lot of people, that's sugar. For a lot of people, that's red meat. For a lot of people, that's, whatever it might be. So, I get it. I definitely get it. There's a lot more to life than survival. There's a lot more to living than... Oscar Wilde said something rather clever. Those lines. Let's frost them. Wait, they're going that way? That's not good. Should have seen that coming. Steal your magic. Zap ya. Oh, another one. Okay, well, let me just... Darn it. Oh, I didn't realize there were more back here. Well, that's interesting. Morgan, turn into a bear for me real quick. Thanks. That's cool. All right. Uh-oh. Crap. Let's just wreck this guy. Oh, jeez, there's another one. Okay. Crap. Oh, boy. This is basically... That was basically me with cheesecake or boba tea, even though I'm on keto. It doesn't fit well, does it? That doesn't seem like... Also, she says, Grillsmith has the best filet mignon ever. I don't know of that. I'll believe you. I can't Crushing Prison, but I can freeze. Some more. Heal. Uh-oh. Can kind of need that.
Shall we compete for points? I still remember my first battle. Now this should be fun.
Okay, Aura Pain is disabled, that's good. They can just finish him off without having to suck mana. Alright, cool.
My lord, you're
Got him.
here. Thank goodness.
I will say, despite the hype, and I know it's a fantastic cut of meat, filet mignon's probably not my favorite cut of steak. That would probably have to go to porterhouse. Probably. I really love a good porterhouse. Which I know technically it includes the fillet in there, but ribeye is also really close. Ribeye is also really close. I like a really good char grilled ribeye. It's probably my favorite. Probably my favorite way to eat a steak. Probably. It's tough. It really is tough. I love steak. I love beef. Hell, it's good in soup. But Riley says it's in Wesley Chapel. If y'all ever go in that neck of the woods, want to try and Wiregrass Mall. I've been by it, but I've actually gone there. It's much more chainy, but if we're talking about a good ribeye, Outback Steakhouse actually does a really good ribeye. The big tomahawk one, they do a really good job on that. It's massive, and you won't finish it, or you shouldn't finish it. But that's fine, because again, you eat most of the actual meat part, and the bone has plenty of meat on it for seconds another time, which works well. Kylo says I like it because it doesn't have a lot of fat on it. Never had a porterhouse before. Porterhouse is more or less 2 cuts of meat, but 1 slice, 1 cut. It's basically a T-bone with the fillet still on it, still as part of it, more or less. It has that T-bone type shape and such, but it's wider. It's kept wider, rather than it being past where I forget if it's past where the fillet ends, the tenderloin, I guess, ends. Not a butcher, I don't know all these exactly, but it's similar to a T-bone, but has more variety to it. It's good, really good steak. You ever want to go way overboard? Best steak I've ever had was at Burns in Tampa. Very fancy, pretty expensive. Honestly, not expensive for like a 5-star meal, but it certainly is a 5-star meal. Comes with full 4 courses, I think, all inclusive, and then there's the separate dessert and wine room type of thing. Great, it's a great place. Like I said, very fancy, very top of the line. Best steak I've ever had. Maybe best meal I've ever had, possibly. Though that's hard to say. That's just genuinely hard to say. Kylie says, it sounds like a challenge. You may go to Outback now and get the tomahawk. It's good. You might be able to finish it, but you shouldn't want to. You shouldn't want to. Because I think it's like 32 ounces or something obscene. It's the kind of thing you could share, though, honestly. I've always wanted to go to Burns. I may want to go there for graduation dinner or something next year. Yeah, that might be good. It's a good thing to go for, special occasion type thing. All right. Did the Darkspawn get into the castle?
Some did, yes, but we were able to close the gates and kill the ones in the courtyard. I was told to watch for your arrival, Warden. Your comrade Riordan arrived just ahead of the Darkspawn attack. He has urgent news for you.
Take me inside. There must be no more delays.
I should take you to the hall right away, my lord. They'll be waiting for you there.
32 is a good number. Yeah, that's true. About how much coffee I drink today. Ounces, not cups. Although, I did have. I'll wait for the story.
It's a relief to see you unharmed, and you as well, Alistair. Or should I say, Your Majesty?
No, I wouldn't say that. Not yet, anyway.
The Darkspawn that attacked Redcliffe were relatively few in number, I'm afraid. It was assumed the Horde was marching in this direction, but that is not true.
Riordan tells us that the bulk of the Horde is in fact heading towards Denerim. They are perhaps 2 days away from the capital.
What? Are we sure about that? I mean, if that's true...
I ventured close enough to listen in, as it were. I am quite certain.
Uh-oh. Speaking of drinking way too much coffee, I had a teacher in high school. I would say professor, even he also taught in college, had literally a couple of PhDs and several masters. But he was basically made of coffee. He would drink no less than 35, no more than 65 cups of black coffee every day. Every day. He was basically just constantly drinking coffee throughout the day. It was nuts. Really quite impressive. I learned a lot from him, not like coffee aside. He's a great teacher, but that was a strange fella. He'd done basically everything. He was in the Korean War, CIA bomb squad at some point, PhD in history. He knew basically all the material he taught backwards and forwards, like the back of his hand, which was frightening at the time, especially. Which really, that's a thing. Like when you encounter somebody who, in your academic field especially, who's sort of that layer beyond you, that step that you didn't realize could even be taken, just sort of knowing facts and details about history, just offhand. And I mean to the point of being able to quote from the textbook from a section we aren't reading. And new edition of the textbook even. Because he had prepped for it for, 3 weeks from now or something. Or he remembered it from 3 weeks ago or something. Things like that. Or, a professor of mine in college who could not just read Latin, but could translate into English while reading in Latin, which is something that I can't do. Because realistically, it's not how I read foreign languages. I'm not good at that sort of thing. Excuse me, I could never even do that with Spanish when I was fluent back in high school or college. When I was at my most fluent. It's not how I process languages. To be fair, maybe I will at some point, but unlikely. Alice says, oh yeah, I have both coffee and red wine in the same day. We get all the jitters and can't sleep. Also, that teacher sounds like a badass. Yeah, absolutely. He saved us from a bomb threat, or a series of bomb threats once, by helping out the local bomb squad and clearing the school in a matter of minutes, which was usually taking them an hour or two. I cannot explain it, but it happened. There was a series of this was junior into senior year. There was a series of bomb threats called into our high school at the same time every day. That was just disrupting classes. Everyone would have to go out, evacuate the school onto the field every day for a solid couple of weeks, until he basically just got tired of it and went up to the county bomb squad that they called in, the more or less SWAT team, and he cleared the whole thing up in a few minutes, helped them clear the school, and then that was the last time there was a bomb threat called in. I don't know what he did, but got it done. Got it done for sure. Anyway. Yeah, I often have coffee and red wine on stream. Not tonight. I've got a beer tonight. It's Bach. But I can do coffee and red wine. The problem is coffee on an empty stomach. Can't do that. Unless that's what I'm having for breakfast, I suppose. Sometimes I can do that. That's fine. Has word been sent to Denerim?
Word has been sent, but they need more than warning. They need our armies.
There is, I'm afraid, one other piece of news that is of even greater concern. The Archdemon has shown itself. The dragon is at the head of the Horde.
Maker preserve us. But we can't reach Denerim within 2 days, can we? It's too far.
We must begin a forced march to the capital immediately with what we have. Denerim must be defended at all costs.
Is it even possible to reach the city in time?
Perhaps not. But what is important is that we know where the Archdemon will be. If we do not defeat the Archdemon, it will not matter if Denerim is saved or the Horde defeated. And only the Grey Wardens can defeat the Archdemon. That is why we must go.
Then we march, and hope the army we've collected here gives us the chance we need. Al-Eamon, how long before the army can set out?
By daybreak.
Then let's get them ready. I won't let all those people die without giving them a chance.
No, let's not leave now without the army. That's insane. And just how are we supposed to defeat this Archdemon?
I was wondering that myself.
Then you don't know. Of course not. You're both new recruits Duncan wouldn't have expected.
I will give the orders at once, and will notify you the moment we are ready to march.
That would be appreciated.
Perhaps you and Alistair should meet me before you retire for the evening. There are things we need to speak of.
I will have someone show you to your rooms. I suggest you all get some rest while you can. We will need it.
All right. Okay, so I'd love to be able to find what's his name, the dwarf. I don't need either of these. Not these dwarves. Oh, we can't leave now. Yep. Okay. I have goofed.
What word have we from Orzammar? Has House Claret sent their men, or haven't they?
They're stalling, which is as good as a no.
House Claret's feud with House Romald has flared up again since their son died in that Deep Roads business. So naturally, they're pleading the need for self-defense.
Fine time to start with that nonsense again. I've half a mind to... Evening to you, Grey Warden. I didn't realize you were still up and about.
There a problem with the dwarven forces?
Nothing that can be dealt with now, I'm afraid. Just one of the houses being thicker than the stone that made them.
Once all of this blight business is done, there will be a reckoning in the Assembly.
They're probably half hoping we'll all wind up dead. That way they'll have one of the strongest forces left in Orzammar.
Enough to face the Darkspawn all on their own, I suppose? That's exactly the kind of half-arse thinking that got us into the mess after Endrin passed.
It was our good fortune that you decided to go to Orzammar when you did, Grey Warden. For all that a surfacer needed our help, I expect we needed yours more.
Carry on, man.
Right. Off to camp with both of you, and keep the drunkenness to a minimum. We have a long way to go yet. Pleasant evening to you, Grey Warden, and good fortune on the field of battle.
Yeah. It's basically impossible to get any politics to get any force this large rallied without it becoming a political situation. Yes. Oh, hey, it's everyone. Hi, everyone. Hey, pupper. Yeah. Dog. It's Pet Duncan. Who's a good boy? Let's just go through and talk to everybody, see what everyone's up to. I can't go to anywhere. Go upstairs? I can go upstairs. I'll eventually need to. But...
I am listening.
Still with me, I
It has
see.
already vanquished one of its enemies. I am most startled. Truly, I would have expected that the traitor would have defeated it. Perhaps it would have been put in prison, or drawn and quartered. I was curious to find out which.
And what would he have done to you?
Who knows? I cannot be tortured or killed. Perhaps I would have become a statue to decorate his bedchambers. Something on which to hang his coat. Does it wish me to leave? I can, though I see no reason to go.
No, stay. You're quite helpful.
No doubt. Without me, it would have to carry its inventory.
You said that enough.
Perhaps we should continue. Its chance.
Okay. You've said that before. Alright. Unfortunately, we didn't get your sword. Sorry, Stead. You're shamed for life, I guess.
You called.
No question.
I am hardly surprised.
Never mind.
Very well.
Let's go.
As you wish.
You're quite taken with each other, aren't you?
No, but Morgan and me? How could she not? We barely have a tent.
Well, she's hardly discreet. The way she looks at you, it's as though she's completely forgotten there's anything of you above the waist.
There's a lot more of me below the waist. Oh my god. Oh no, no, don't, no, I can't, no. So what were you going to say about us?
I've noticed your blossoming relationship, and I wanted to ask you where you thought it was going. She is a cunning woman, a maleficar. She will use you for her own ends.
There's more to us than that.
I am telling you what I see and what my instincts tell me. And even if the feelings you share are genuine, this affair may not be the best thing for either of you. You are a Grey Warden. You have responsibilities which supersede your personal desires.
I can handle my responsibilities and my relationships.
Love is ultimately selfish. It demands that one be devoted to a single person who may fully occupy one's mind and heart to the exclusion of all else. A Grey Warden cannot afford to be selfish. You may be forced to make a choice between saving your love and saving everyone else. And then what would you do?
Okay, so a bunch of things here to discuss. First of all, someone call WizKid, because Kylie's right. She needs to be here for this. Because I need to put up the bonk screen at some point or another. Second, though, that's... Okay, so there's a fascinating discussion about this to be had, about the concept of the idea of love. Right? And I've said before, probably on stream, probably. If not, then I've meant to, and I should have. But love, at least in English, is probably the most... I would probably say the second most ambiguous term in the English language. English in particular is very, very ambiguous with the word. Other languages have more terms for what we sort of lump together into the same concept. Famously, ancient Greek has 3 or 4, or you take a real stretch of the term 5. Latin has at least 3. Most Romance languages follow along with that and have 2 or 3, maybe more. And so we don't differentiate between something like love qua desire, love qua romance, which is a unique term in English, by the way, unique meaning in sort of contemporary English. Love qua term care, I suppose, affection, that sort of thing, and then love qua charity, loving in terms of willing someone else's good, love as a choice, as a beneficence maybe. So because we don't differentiate between these, our terms get really the term can become so ambiguous that we kind of get these wires crossed, so to speak. Right? It leads to equivocations. Right? So my example, and this is an example I use on a quiz because it's the perfect example of the ambiguity of the term love, is if you say to your significant other, say, or a member of your family, or a person, if you say, "I love you as much as I love chocolate," okay, that has to mean 2 different things. There has to be an equivocation going on. There's no way that the word love, in its 2 instances in that sentence, I love you even more than I love chocolate, there's no way those could possibly mean the same thing. If they do, you've got a problem, right? Either you are anthropomorphizing chocolate to an unhealthy degree, or you are consuming another person and enjoying it. Either one is a deep, deep problem. Don't do either of those things, is my advice as a professional ethicist. Now, I'm not a psychologist, so I can't tell you precisely what's wrong with you, but I can tell you that it's wrong. In any case, right? This happens all the time, right? We see this in sort of trite slogans like "love is love." Well, what the hell does that mean? Because each instance of that word could mean a plethora of different things. So because of this, we very, very often conflate, like Wynne has done, different meanings of the term love. Right? What she means here is a kind of possessiveness. Love in terms of, we can say romantic relationship, but also more in terms of, like I said, possession, or what would be the term? Affection, I suppose. Desire, if you want. This is almost the opposite of love qua charity or beneficence. Wanting what is best for the other person. What you might call an empathic love, or a charitable love, or a benevolent love, or brotherly love, in often translated as brotherly love, especially from, say, the New Testament. Right? This is the kind of love that St. Paul talks about. Faith, hope, and love remain. The greatest of these is love in Corinthians, right? That, in letter to the Corinthians. That kind of love is basically the opposite of the kind of love that Wynne is talking about. Right? That kind of love is the Greek agape, or the Latin caritas, more philosophically precise terms. That's almost the opposite of the kind of love as grasping or possession or desire or wanting to keep hold of for oneself. Right? That's greed. The below the waist talk is lust. The way that she describes the relationship is one not of love, but of lust. It's one of objectification, of using the other for one's own purposes, and that's what she assumes is going on, right? It may well be, to be fair, because Morgan doesn't seem like the most loving in the proper sense. Now, it seems like she wants to be, but she clearly doesn't quite know how to be. Yet. We'll keep an eye on that for character development. Not in this part of the story, not in this game so much. We'll get there. In any case, though, Wynne here is really assuming that what's going on here is love, the word in English works, but something like desire, possession, something almost like greed, wanting to keep for oneself, wanting the other person, and wanting what one can gain from the other person, rather than wanting to give the other person. Love is a kind of gift, theologically and ethically speaking. And so, when she says, as we can get up there, right, Grey Warden cannot afford to be selfish. Love, properly speaking, if there actually is love here, it can't be selfish, right? That's a contradiction in terms. Love is the opposite of selfishness. It is emptying of oneself to give to the other. Now, to be fair, the question she's asking is still a real concern. Because love, even if it is charitable love, even if it is caritas, if it's beneficent love, it still involves prioritization. It still involves prioritizing the one who is beloved, or the beloved, over others. And so, as she says, if you're forced to choose between saving your love and saving everyone else, what would you do? This becomes a real question. Of course, Dalen refuses to answer in no matter which option you choose, because of course he would. Remember, canonically speaking, in terms of the game, the main character, the Grey Warden, it's easy to forget this. He's like 20 or so. He's a very young man in this case. I know that our Dalen looks like a 30-something-year-old meth addict, but that's because I did something weird with the character creator. He's supposed to be quite young. And so this is he's not part of the story as somebody who's clearly not ready, emotionally speaking, especially to wrestle with these difficult, maybe impossible choices. But this does present a real question, a real concern, of what are one's priorities in terms of action. And I mean, you see this this is a classic superhero dilemma. Probably most famously, sorry, clear my throat. Probably most famously, that scene in Spider-Man 1, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1, the 99, the older one, the Spider-Man trilogy. In the first one, where the Green Goblin is holding Mary Jane and holding the bus full of kids, the I don't know, cable car full of kids or whatever. Do you save in this case the woman you love, or do you save all these innocent children? It's kind of setting up a trolley problem where it forces the hero to make a choice between what's personally significant and what is right. Let me put it this way: forcing a choice between one's personal obligations and one's heroic obligations. It's a crisis of identity, which is why this is such a trope, and why this is a question, right? The Grey Warden. Is he Dalen first, or is he a Grey Warden first? Which is the more crucial and important aspect of his identity? That's really the choice that is being forced here. I'll see if I can find it, but Jonathan Pageau, who have cited more or less nonstop throughout my streams, going the whole way back, has talked about this in terms of superheroes. I think. In terms of what is your fundamental identity, because we all have lots of identities. Right? I am Professor McCoy. I am Vincent. I am Dad. I am a member of every aspect of my family, every aspect of I'm a neighbor. I'm a customer if I'm at the store. I have lots of little identities in relation to others, which is fundamental to me. It's a difficult question, really. And it's a particularly difficult question in the absence of a sort of transcendent purpose. Because the easiest way I can identify myself is in sort of a fundamental way is I'm a child of God. Right? I'm created by God. That is the most fundamental part of my identity, because that is the essential part of my identity. That is the part upon which I rely most fully. If it were not true, I'd simply not be. It's not that I would be different, it's that I would not be. And so, right, if we can transfer this question very straightforwardly into Dragon Age, right? Because practically speaking, it's monotheistic. Child of the Maker. If that's the fundamental identity, then that means that ethical questions and questions of identity have to be sort of subsumed into the religious. And what are you first and foremost is you are what you are in relation to the Maker in this case. So, I mean, we don't have to answer this question. Dalen doesn't have to answer this question. But it really does come down to, I think, this kind of fundamental question of identity, whether his role as Dalen, as the individual, is more important, or whether his role as a Grey Warden, as a hero, is more important. And typically, we don't have to face that challenge. Most of us don't. Most of us are not superheroes. We don't confront these crises. But we get there when we get there. Because Dalen does kind of have to confront this problem. But he also kind of takes a third option, or can take a third option, that sort of merges the identities into something cohesive, which is, I think, what we ought to strive to do, if possible. Renegade 1, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, sorry. Your personal identity is that which persists from one day to the next. Well, lots of things do that. But maybe not throughout our entire lives. For example, I mentioned a personal identity, which is very, very fundamental and very, very important to me, is father, right? I'm a father of 2. That wasn't always the case. Wasn't the case a few years ago. Probably won't be the case a few years from now either. I'll probably be a father of 3 or more, right? I mean, according to plan. In the years to come, I won't be a father of 2. Presumably, I might be. Probably not. In the years past, I wasn't a father of 2. I wasn't a father at all. Right? Even though that makes up a large part of who I am and what I do with my life. We might even say, like, we can say career, right? So my career as a philosopher, as a professor, as a teacher, right? All these things. And we can also pull that apart as well into different things. That wasn't always true, and that might stop being true, right? At some point. People have midlife crises. Who knows? I might. I don't plan to, but no one does. So, who knows? Most of the identities that we hold, even our familial relationships, are in some kind of flux. So yes, there is a kind of persistence through change. And that does differentiate individual from individual. That's true, right? That's what substantial form is. That's what substance means. Is that which persists through change. And that's certainly true. That's certainly the case, right? We're individuated we're individuated and identified by our soul, our animating principle, that which is fundamental and essential to us as distinct from others. Fair enough. But what is that? What is our fundamental identity? What parts of us are essential and what parts of us are merely accidental? And what parts of us are more fundamental, even if they are still accidental? What would cause the greatest change if we no longer were that? And so, like I said, one of the more fundamental, perhaps the most fundamental, is our relationship to our Creator. That is the most essential property that we have, is our relationship to God. Because without that by which we exist, we would not exist. It's not that we would be different, it's that we simply would not be. Kylie says, an identity, or at least how one presents themselves, shifts from friend group to friend group, to an extent, right? I put on different hats, different masks all the time, right? This is something I talked about in class, in my Acquisitions of Knowledge class, because it's a big concern, right? It's a big deal. How we present ourselves in different situations. It's a kind of code switching, if you want to call it that, the sort of a technical psychological term. But you can also just say you're wearing a different mask. You're presenting a different version of yourself. Right? I have a different voice to a pretty significant degree here on stream as compared to in the classroom, which is very different from how I talk when I'm just casually around friends. Not very different, but somewhat different. It's also very different from how I talk when I'm, talking to my family, talking to my kids, talking to my parents, that kind of thing. That's very different from how I talk to the cashier at the grocery store. Right? All of these are facets or aspects of our identity that sometimes can become self-contradictory, and we don't seem to have a problem with that. And why would we? Our identity is multifaceted. Right? But at times, those do come into conflict. For example, previous job I had, not what I do currently. Maybe unfortunately, this was a great job. I used to train alligators. I was an alligator trainer years ago, just shortly out of high school. At Johns Pass in South Pinellas in Florida. Place called the Alligator Attraction. Great place, by the way, if you're in the area. I would train alligators and give guides to tourists and talk about them and teach about them and handle them and help people to be safe around them so they could take pictures and feed the alligators and teach tourists how to safely feed the alligators and all the kind of stuff that comes with dealing with live animals and tourists. Okay, part of that includes a tour guide voice. Everybody in the service industry, particularly everybody in the sort of hospitality industry, if you will, has a customer voice. I developed a particular voice and a particular way of talking. And not just like canned phrases, but a particular way of answering questions and leading people through the attraction and explaining alligators and talking about them and talking to people and talking about people and all of that developed into its own thing. But then, if somebody I knew, a friend of mine, say, or a family, came in, what do you do? Right? Do you act? Do you put on the mask of the tour guide, or do you put on the mask of friend or family? How do you interact with them? And then, if you're interacting with them as if you are friend or family, what about the other tourists? What about the other customers? They're going to see something that's strange, that they ought not to see, in a sense. But again, on the flip side of that, if you're acting as if they are customers and you are the tour guide, it's also weird because they're not seeing the version of you, the aspect of you that they're not used to. So even in this really, really mundane situation, you have to sort of make this choice of identity. You have to prioritize one aspect of your identity over another. This can be as simple as if I interact with my students outside the classroom, whether that's with something that's relatively formal, like a meeting in my office about schoolwork and an assignment, or at the other end of the extreme, if that's like, a lot of times I'll go and have like a class barbecue or something. Class picnic or barbecue and such, and I don't really have the professor hat on. I don't actually I do have one. Hold on. I do kind of have a professor hat. Not that I wear it to teach usually, and it won't fit with the headphones, but I do have. There, hold on. My critical thinking cap. In any case, I'll leave this on for the rest of this conversation. Right, but under those circumstances, I don't have the hat on. I'm not acting as Professor McCoy, even if that's still what they call me, right? I'm just acting as maybe an older person, right? But still, more or less as something like a peer under those circumstances. It's very, very different. Even within the same group, because the dynamic is different, because the role is different, and the role we play is importantly different. Because we all play different parts in one another's lives, really, to really, really significant degrees. And we all have this sort of multifaceted identity. Fezzes are cool. Yes, Kyle, you are correct. Actually, almost fits decently over the headphones. Not well, but decently. I'll put where I got the fez in the description. So if you're looking, you're in the market. They do such great work with a lot of really like nerdy designs and things. Like, I don't know, I'm sure you saw the pun is critical thinking cap because it's a D20 on a 20, so it's in critical hit, so get it. And I teach critical thinking, so I don't know, I thought it was funny. Anyway, I have a wearable pun. That's the goal, really. That's really the goal. Anyway, so like I was saying, in a case like this, in a case of what we're seeing here, and I want to kind of circle back to it because we've been sitting here staring at Wynn for a very long time. A lot of it really does come down to what aspect of your identity can take precedent, or which aspect are we going to sacrifice for the sake of another, and do we have to? Is there a way of merging them? And in Dalen's case, it's going to turn out that there's something like a way of merging these two identities. And we'll see. We'll see what that is. Now, this question becomes even more complicated if you are not romancing Morrigan. If, for example, you are you are a female Grey Warden romancing Alistair, then it becomes far more complicated. And we'll talk about that when we get there, but we're not there yet. If you know what the thumbnail means, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, then, well, we'll get there. Anyway, what am I supposed to do? Tell Morrigan to go away? That's a very emotionally not quite mature, but still desperate enough response.
You may have to save one or both of you unnecessary anguish later on.
I'm not giving up what we have, no matter what you say.
I have given my advice. Do with it what you will.
Harsh. She does make a solid point, and there's a reason that, you know, there are rules against fraternization in military or pseudo-military contexts like this. Anyway.
Your wish?
Care to answer some questions?
Whatever you'd like to ask.
What's your opinion of the Dalish?
I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease, and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
Was the woodcutter your father?
How should I know? My mother was a whore, as you'll recall. None of the other elven boys in the whorehouse knew their fathers. I was not so unusual. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
And yet you're oddly cheerful about it all.
It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
You can say that again. As an age.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. We were not allowed such things, of course, and eventually they were found and taken. I am thankful you found a pair so much like them.
But you don't think of yourself as Dalish?
Not at all. I think of myself as Antivan. Still, that did not stop me from running off to join a clan when I drew near Antiva City once. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
Okay. Alright, what Bodan?
Ah, fancy meeting you here. I heard rumours that Redcliffe was once again open for business, but my word, isn't this amazing? Such bustle. The Earl has kindly offered my son and I lodgings in exchange for supplies. I'm happy to help him. And you too, of course. If you have need of my wares, you have but to ask.
Not right now. Thank you, though.
Of course. Good fortune to you and yours.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Alright. How's Ogren doing?
I got a moment's haze, sure.
Never mind.
Aye, alright then.
Covered everything but Liliana.
Something I can help with?
What do you know of this place?
Redcliffe? I know little of it except that it is the domain of the Earl of Redcliffe. Redcliffe? I wonder how the name came to be. Is the clay here red? There are places in this world where the clay is a bright, strange red, and often, in the legends of such places, it is the red of blood. The blood of 1,000 men slaughtered in battle, or that of an innocent unjustly slain. It stains the land that it may never be forgotten. Perhaps Redcliffe has one such tale. But I do not know it.
I like that. Move on. Alright. Upstairs we go. That guest room. Don't need it. Your room and Riordan's room. Let's check our room first.
Huh.
Very nice. Nice. Another... Okay, so... I love the vaulted ceilings. I love that the castles actually have vaulted ceilings. I don't know. Just a minor note of architecture that well, not that. That's wildly unrealistic. The flat stone ceilings of any point, whether there's anything on top of it or not, stone ceilings, even if they have the wood support beams, is not going to happen. There's no way that stone has the strength to weight ratio to stay like that. If anything, these should be vaulted ceilings, but can't ask for perfection. Still nice.
There you are. Let's go see what Riordan has to say.
Right. That's...
You're both here. Good. Please know I assumed you had already been told. Otherwise, I would have told you this when you freed me in Denerim. I'm sorry.
What is it? What are you apologizing for?
Tell me, have you ever wondered why the Grey Wardens are needed to defeat the Darkspawn?
I assume it has something to do with the taint in us.
That is exactly what it involves. The Archdemon may be slain, as any other Darkspawn, but should any other than a Grey Warden do the slaying, it will not be enough. The essence of the beast will pass through the taint to the nearest Darkspawn and will be reborn anew in that body. The dragon is thus all but immortal. But if the Archdemon is slain by a Grey Warden, its essence travels into the Grey Warden instead.
Maybe it's just BioWare character design, but Riordan reminds me a lot of Revan, just in the face. Why would that be good?
The Darkspawn is an empty, soulless vessel, but a Grey Warden is not. The essence of the Archdemon is destroyed, and so is the Grey Warden.
Meaning, the Grey Warden who kills the Archdemon dies?
Yes. Without the Archdemon, the Blight ends. It is the only way.
So it's up to the three of us to kill this thing.
In Blight's past, when the time came, the eldest of the Grey Wardens would decide which amongst them would take that final blow. If possible, the final blow should be mine to make. I am the eldest, and the taint will not spare me much longer. But if I fail, the deed falls on you. The Blight must be stopped now, or it will destroy all of Ferelden before the rest of the Grey Wardens can assemble. Remember that. But enough. There will be much to do tomorrow, and little enough time to rest before it. I will let you return to your rooms.
I will see you once the army is ready to march, then. I guess this ends soon. One way or another.
That it does, my friend. That it does.
In death, sacrifice.
You should get some sleep before morning. There will be much to do when the army marches.
Hence the that line from the Grey Warden Oath in Death Sacrifice. And again, this is that part of the identity. Right? This is that part of the Grey Warden identity, the identity of the hero, the one who apparently simply by nature sacrifices himself for the cause, for good, willingly, voluntarily, all that. And so part of that, right, part of what that means, right, is that this is, that death for this cause winds up being an ultimate endpoint of this identity. This is what that identity is for, right? It's part of the identity of the Grey Warden to at least be willing to, or right, it be the sort of natural end to sacrifice oneself in this way. Make any inalterable decisions.
Do not be alarmed. It is only I.
Wasn't gonna be. Not alarmed, I'm glad to see you.
I did not come here to speak of sentimental things. I came here to speak with you. I have a plan, you see. A way out. The loop in your hole. I know what happens when the Archdemon dies. I know a Grey Warden must be sacrificed, and that sacrifice could be you. I have come to tell you that this does not need to be.
Interesting. It's not need to be? What do you mean?
I offer a way out. A way out for all the Grey Wardens, that there need be no sacrifice. A ritual. Performed on the eve of battle, in the dark of night.
What sort of ritual is this?
It is old magic, from a time before the Circle of Magi was created. Some might call it blood magic, but that is but a name. There is far more to fear in this world than names.
Ellie says, I love option 3. It's always good to have a nice third option. And I mean, this comes down to whether you think it's actually possible to have a no-win scenario, right? Whether you have to choose the lesser of two evils or the lesser of three or whatever, or if there's a way out. And this is why the almost necessity of there being a third way, of there being an alternative, is part of why I don't like the idea of ethical dilemmas as kind of as hypotheticals for ethical theorizing. I don't like trolley problems, as it were, because again, the only reason that you could face a moral dilemma, an unsolvable dilemma, a no-win scenario, is if you very intentionally and willingly, maybe ignorantly, but still through some mistake or some other fault, got yourself into it, right? If you did things right, you won't face this kind of a thing. Only through a kind of mistake will you have confronted a no-win scenario. Now, that said, if you take up the task of a Grey Warden and knowing what that entails, then that isn't necessarily a no-win scenario, sacrificing oneself for the good. That's a good thing, right? All told. But if you don't know that, and you're sort of tricked into it, much like Talon, and much like Alistair for that matter, then taking on the Taint of the Darkspawn is part of what brought you into kind of no-win scenario. But let's hear about what is this ritual. Tell me more.
What I propose is this. Lay with me, here tonight, and from our joining, a child will be conceived. The child will bear the taint, and when the Archdemon is slain, its essence will seek the child like a beacon. At this early stage, the child can absorb that essence and not perish. The Archdemon is still destroyed with no Grey Warden dying in the process.
So the child becomes a Darkspawn? Just to clarify, make sure that what we're doing isn't just sacrificing a child instead.
Not at all. It will become something different. A child born with the soul of an old god. After this is done, you allow me to walk away, and you do not follow. Ever. The child will be mine to raise as I wish.
Kylie and Mashed Potato agree. It's the bomb. Right, maybe. It's lewd. Okay, fine. Mashed Potato says, also, this sounds like an argument for abortion. Not exactly, though. Right, the child doesn't die. Right, so the child... I can't say too much now. We'll see more eventually. The child takes on the essence of an old god. Old god, meaning these ancient, probably spirits from Tevinter. But still retains its own identity. His, in particular, his own identity, which will meet at some point. So it's more like, okay. So spirits in the Dragon Age world are something like properties, attributes, not so much individuated beings like we are, right? So you have something like a rage demon, or the spirit of justice. A rage demon is undifferentiable from other rage demons except through its actions, its particular actions, right? Its essence is purely an attribute. Possession by a demon, then, or possession by a spirit, or taking on of an essence of, in this case, called an old god, right, is something like taking on an attribute, right, rather than it replacing what you are. As best I understand it, and again, this is looking at the other cases we see of possession and of spirits and what we find out later on about the child, right? Ashley says, I spoke too soon. I thought she was going to suggest putting the archdemon into the child and then killing it there. Oh, no. Not that. It's much more nuanced and interesting than that. That would be its own obvious set of problems. Kyla says, okay, this definitely does not relate to what's happening right now, but I just got really excited, and remember I found on Etsy that they have Harry Potter themed D&D dice. I got Slytherin for my friend's birthday. Cool. Very cool. Not related at all, but yeah, still cool. Wait, I want to know more about this child. Let's ask.
As you wish.
The child won't be hurt, will it? To answer particularly Potato's question.
Ignoring that after but one night it could barely be called a child, no, it will not be hurt. It will be changed.
Will the child be evil? What will it become?
Allow me to say that what I seek is the essence of the old god that once was, and not the dark forces that corrupted it. Some things are worth preserving in this world. Make of that what you will.
Okay. What do you intend to do with this child?
I do not wish to tell you.
This is going to be my child. Will I ever see it?
No, you never will. This is all I ask in return for freeing you from the burden the Grey Wardens have placed upon you.
See?
Then you have decided?
Is this why you've been so friendly to me?
It's why I was sent with you by my mother. It's why she saved your life to begin with. Caring for you was not part of the plan, but I cannot let what I feel interfere with what I must do. This is important to me. The fact that it may save your life makes me all the more determined to see it done. Please, do not cloud the issue. If you feel anything for me, then accept that it will make what we must do that much easier.
But will I ever see you again?
After the archdemon has been slain? No. No, you will never see me again. Refuse my offer, however, and I leave now. This is simply how it must be.
I'm going to leave that at a we'll see. But alright, let's do it.
A wise decision,
so to speak.
Come, my love. Put the thoughts of the ritual aside and let us make this last night together one to remember.
Let's let that fade black. This thing. Anyway. So yeah, this is sketchy, let's say, to say the least. And certainly, so why I said that this is a kind of merger of these two otherwise competing aspects of Dalen's identity. We have, on the one hand, right? Hold on a second. What in the world? Hey. Hey. Ignore that side, I suppose. What in the world? Did I get the aspect ratio wrong? Anyway, it's fine. Alright, we're past it anyway. We're good. So.
We have gathered all the forces we can.
So. It winds up kind of, right, merging Dalen's personal feelings, personal identity, personal relationships.
The Darkspawn
and
is sure to reach the capital before us.
And his obligations
so
as
we
a Grey
must
Warden.
race to Denerim as quickly as we can.
It makes his personal relationships
The
a way
lives
of
many
fulfilling
thousands
his
hang in the balance.
obligations as a Grey Warden.
We must not forsake them.
Also, yes, Bonk.
You have gathered an army to replace the one lost at Ostagar, Grey Warden. Let us pray that it will be enough.
Oh, there's the Archdemon. Yeah, the mage robes in Dragon Age 1 or in Origins are kind of absurd. Right. Speech time. Let's hear him out.
Before us stands the might of the Darkspawn Horde. Gaze upon them now, but fear them not. The man beside me is a native of Ferelden, now risen to the ranks of the Grey Wardens. He is proof that glory is within reach of us all. He has survived despite the odds, and without him, none of us would be here. Today, we save Denerim. Today, we avenge the death of my brother, King Kaelan. But most of all, today, we show the Grey Wardens that we remember and honor their sacrifice. For Ferelden, for the Grey Wardens!
Alistair has his moments. Now this is very, it's like the Highlander speech. Somewhat, yeah. Put it's also a lot like Aragorn's speech from the Black Gate, or for Narnia. Eric says, "There's the Alistair I like at the very end of the game." Yeah, right. Honestly, if you harden him with his discussion with his sister, he does get a lot better. earlier on. But oof, it was not great. So right, so on a related note, so there's I don't know if anyone has seen the Shannara Chronicles, the TV version, Shannara Chronicles. It had a phenomenal speech by the king in that. There's Riordan. Okay, great. Everyone is here. Can I switch? No, I can't. They are allies, but they are not that kind of allies. Okay. Zappy. Oh. There was a fantastic speech from the king in the Shannara Chronicles, the TV version from a few years ago. Great, very, very well done. It was one of those. It was on par with all of those kingly speeches like Alistair's, like Aragorn's, and all of those. What else? See if I can find it and put it somewhere. Why am I not doing any damage? I'm doing literally no damage. There. Are they immune to frost? What in the world? This is bizarre. A lot of them I'm just not damaging at all. It's disturbing. Yeah, this is a great moment, and I love that the entire crew is with you. This is so unlike most of the time when the gameplay is basically just like you have to pick specifically who you're gonna bring with you, and everybody else, for arbitrary reasons, just kind of has to wait at home. But for once, we actually have a situation where everyone is actually there by our sides. It's like they didn't do this, BioWare didn't do this otherwise until the, and even then only partially, the Citadel DLC in Mass Effect 3. Okay.
You've managed to fight your way to the gates. We're doing better than I hoped.
That will change quickly.
Bloody nug runners are outnumbered 3 to 1.
What are we to do now, Riordan?
You have a plan, I assume?
The army will not last long, so we need to move quickly to reach the Archdemon. I suggest taking Alistair and no more than 2 others with you into the city.
There you go.
Anyone you don't bring with you can remain here to prevent more Darkspawn from entering Denerim on our tails.
How are we going to fight a flying dragon?
We're going to need to reach a high point in the city. I'm thinking the top of Fort Draken might work.
The top of... You want to draw the dragon's attention?
We have little choice, though I warn you that as soon as we engage the beast, it will call all its generals to help it. I can sense 2 generals in Denerim. You may wish to seek them out before going to Fort Draken.
I am sure that if we did slay those generals, it would stop the Darkspawn in the city from doing a lot of harm.
It may also waste resources trying to find them. The decision is up to you.
Do you know where the generals are?
Neither of them are near Fort Draken currently, but there are too many Darkspawn here to tell you more. There are already several units of our allies within the city by now. They may be able to come to your assistance if you call them, but their strength will be limited. Now, who do you wish to take with you into the city?
Alright, Alistair.
Yes.
Gotta take Alistair. We need our archer, so probably Liliana and Morgan.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
Fair enough. Anyone else will need to remain here and assist in keeping more Darkspawn from coming in the gates behind us. Who will lead them?
Ogren can take this seriously, I think. Right? Am I making a terrible mistake? Yeah, that'll be fine.
Fine. Let's just move into the blasted main event already.
Good. That should be sufficient. Nothing you have done has prepared you for what you face now. May the Maker watch over you.
Well, this is it, Warden. When from the blood of battle the stone is fed, let the heroes prevail and the blighters lie dead. As one of the blighters, I sodding salute you. Let's show them our hearts, and then show them theirs.
So the Archdemon is next.
Great.
Is it? Part of me is glad that it has decided to leave me here at the gate, but the other part is apprehensive. I would almost say that I feel concern for something other than myself, even maybe for a soft, squishy companion. But that would be silly, wouldn't it?
Aww. Man, that was a great Ogren moment. That was a fantastic Ogren moment. This is a great Shale moment too. She's actually like caring a bit. But man, that like semi-poem thing he had there, that was great. I like that. Show them our hearts and then show them theirs. Awesome. Thank you, Shale. I appreciate the thought.
And, do try not to get swallowed whole. If the beast were to fly about afterwards and poop it out, irony would dictate that it would land on me. I couldn't take it. Well then, I suppose this is it. Have fun storming the castle.
What's with all the Princess Bride references near the end here? Reno.
Are you ready? We have reached the battlefield at last.
Thank you for your help, Sten.
I have done nothing. You have carried us this far. Do not doubt that.
It's almost true.
So this is it? This is the end? We've come so far. It's strange knowing that all our fates will be decided in a matter of hours. We stand on the precipice before the greatest battle of our age. I wonder if the heroes of old ever felt like this.
Probably.
I am not afraid. We go to fight for a good cause, and there is nowhere else I would rather be. This day, we will forge a legend of our own.
So here we part ways. You do not wish me to stand by you in the end?
Against a dragon? Are you sure you'd want to?
You know, you may be right. In truth, for a true friend such as yourself, I would gladly storm the Dark City itself. Do not doubt it. Let me wish you well, and may we shake hands again in victory when all of this is done.
Before we head after the Archdemon, I want to say something. Either we both die trying to kill it, or one of us dies making the final blow. Either way, both of us aren't walking out of here. So I just want you to know...
You don't know?
...that it's been an honor fighting by your side.
Did I tell? No, I'm not going to tell him. I don't want to. I don't want to give him even more anxiety. He'll break. Kylie says that Shale's a chick, first of all, but looks like a glowing version of the rock trolls from Frozen, and taller, also taller. I feel the same. You've been a good friend, Alistair.
Let's find this Archdemon then, and kick its ass.
So we head into the city together, as it should be. Once this is done, no matter how it turns out, I will be gone. You are aware of this, yes?
I was hoping you might have changed your mind.
It is tempting. You do not know how much, but no, that would not be wise. Allow me to say only one thing before we go. I was foolish. This could have been so much easier, yet I cannot regret what was between us. I will always remember you, my love. Now, let us see this finally done. The Archdemon awaits.
All right. Let's just go magic, all the way magic. Yeah, Kylie, the glowing rock person. That's a girl. She was. You missed a bunch of episodes, didn't you? She was formerly a dwarf, turned into a golem. Golem, whatever. I'm gonna save up my spell slots until I get new specialization in the post game. Not for Alistair though. Constitution, he needs to be a tank. No, he just needs to be a tank. Shield expertise. Oyana. Dexterity up. Combat training. Master range. Willpower. More mana. Cone of Cold might be worth it. Yeah, Cone of Cold. Okay, cool. Let's do this. So wait, we go into the gates. Need to make sure that we don't need to go over this way or anything to find those other generals, because I definitely want to do that first. I will say, in my limited experience in this game, I've only finished it twice, that the final boss fight is actually a hell of a challenge.
We're counting on you, Warden.
All right.
Make her watch over you.
Yeah, the final boss is actually a hell of a fight, so it's gonna take some doing. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. So we do need to go through in order to get there anyway. So let's go to the market first. Pair of ogres. Oh, you get pussy first. Curse of Deaths. Oh god, there's so many freaking ogres. What is happening? Nice.
Let's make this quick.
There are way too many. This is ridiculous.
You bastard.
I think we work well together. Going.
Alright. But Shale, the ogre, not the ogre, the golem, whichever you want to say, I guess you might say is formerly a girl. More like that she was a dwarf, dwarf woman, who was made into a golem, was encased in a golem. All right, years and years ago, eons ago. We go and find out a lot of that a while ago. I'll put a link to a couple of those episodes in the description. Fatal Quest. Some of the stuff where we find out more of her backstory and more about the golems, or golems, or there is no correct way of pronouncing it. Arl's estate. Nothing here. Oh well, a weird archway. That's interesting. Let's move along. So,
Never any shortage of these ones.
there's the general. So, both of them. Oh, we shattered him. Very nice. Crushing prison. General. Ah, very bad. I'm a tank now. Jeez, really?
I am ready. Here comes trouble.
Right, got him. Wow, that's a lot of things. Yeah, alright. Work. There's more? Oh god, there's more. Several more. This is great. Alright. The chantry. This is settling. We killed the general. Let's move on, shall we? I think this is still the way out. We might actually get to the end tonight. We've got an hour. But we'll see. We will see. There's a lot of rather challenging combat. Oh, Gianni.
You.
We're live.
It's you. The Maker sure gave you the gift of good timing, didn't he? There's a large group of Darkspawn approaching and the gates won't hold. We need your help.
I'll handle this. Get yourselves to safety.
All right. I only hope there is time to...
They're breaking through!
Run! All of you! Run for your lives!
All right. Let's just do that. Can't draw them in to it. Resisting.
Come and get it.
What am I afflicted with? What is this? What is that? Misdirection hex. Darn. Okay, that sucks. It's fine. Steal some mana. Steal some health. Cure everybody. He's a little bit. He and everyone are in a force field. That's interesting. Fine. Great. Two can play at that. equipment I definitely don't need at all. Yeah, okay. A line staff, huh? Nice, but nah. Take them. Finish work. Okay, that's all for that. Let's keep moving on. Oh. Uh-oh. So I take it that... Oh, no, it is all four of us. I thought we got split up. It's just we can't go back now. Get to the palace. Oh. Oh boy. It'll work. There, that'll do it. It's 10. It's 1. Zevran. Tactics. To the Fallen. Hill.
Beware! A large group of Darkspawn have broken away from the battle. They're charging this way. They'll be here any minute.
If it must.
Now we're going to bed.
Very well.
Really? Come on. What?
next battle.
Down you go.
Why is he not wielding a weapon? Okay, that it? Got him. Whew. All the stabby stabs, yeah.
Shall I send word that the gates are secured?
Yes, send the word we won.
Right away.
They had no mage in the party, and we just had Wynn helping heal a little bit. Rough. I tell you, Dragon Age Origins mage is just far and above the best class, like hands down. Not even close. Yeah, Missy. Really close to the end. Very close to the end game. What we've got left is going up Fort Draken to fight off what's left of Riordan did a hell of a number on him. Yes, did the deal, as indicated by the thumbnail. Or at least the pun in the thumbnail, I would say. The, you know, the old godfather. I think that was a pretty good one. Kylie says, I want a dragon, specifically Mushu. Yeah, that was a very non-Mushu-esque dragon. Oh, jeez, come on, really? Come on. Help him out here a little bit, and let's fireball him.
Make a preserver.
Oh man, that was a lot of them. Alright, you. I need your magic. Magic. You don't have magic. I was wrong. That was a mistake. Ah!
Run while you can. Nice try.
Yes.
Let's do freezies.
You crossed our hands.
Let's fireball those bastards. You. Need your magic. Need your health. Ah, that's very bad. Damn. Okay, this is very bad. Okay. Uh-oh. Big ol' uh-oh. Oh, this is very bad.
Make us breath.
Try this again. Oops. We need to have Dalen hang way back. Ellie says, literally the meme where the room's on fire and the person's like, this is fine. Yeah, kinda.
Alright.
Alright, let's go. Let's do a firestorm right there.
Yes.
Let us end this. Tear them apart.
Behind you! Oh, look at what's the fight!
Nice.
I cannot be defeated.
Let's back up. Cover a bit. Oops.
Something I can help with?
Nothing, never mind. I could ask for some lore dump, but Not now. Really not now. Is there another way around? There is, isn't there? We should. We should go the other way. It's probably blocked, but we should give it a shot.
Never any shortage of these ones. Too fast for you.
Oh, I can always call in reinforcements. That's what the thing directly above my head is over there. Okay. Quick save. Let's bring in some Redcliffe soldiers. And fireball this area. And Firestorm. Storm.
Yes.
Ah, crap. Not again. Okay. Health poultice. Health poultice. Health poultice. Just freeze you. I know. All right.
Yes,
cool.
I'm still here.
Let's get a. Everybody recover for a moment. All right, Redcliffe Infantry took care of some stuff. That's helpful. All right. Hey, a chest. Liana, you wanna? Yeah. Oops. He says, just trying to take on the whole army yourself. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Everything's fine. How are you? How are you, Darkspawn? Alright, let's see what we got. Is that a live ogre, or is that an ogre? Oh, I keep forgetting about poison, too. Liana can definitely use poison. Let's do that.
Yes.
Okay, let's keep going. Get it. Let's check the other side. Don't want people closing in from behind us. Rather not get flanked in a situation like this. That's how you die really quickly. Quick save. We've got some Redcliffe people still. How about you take care of it for us, huh? I'll just do that.
Here I am.
Oh, jeez. Let's take his mana. Fine. Damn it. Another one. All right. Go on. Make this. We're making progress. Not making enough progress, but we're making progress regardless.
Trap right ahead.
They might as well. They didn't set it off? It's good at least, I suppose. Let's quick save again. Okay, let's head into the fort.
All right.
Oh yeah, the Holy Smite spell. Yeah, that definitely, put the fear of God in them, I would say. Blow up those guys. That's chain lightning. I don't know. Then we'll.
Let's make this quick.
Like Fort Alistair real quick.
I tried to be merciful. It's your time to die.
Alistair real quick. Ah. It's the armies of all the kingdoms of Ferelden, only a few humans, lots of... Oh, right. Let's go... Seems like an elf thing. Ah, ha, ha, this is very bad. Can I dispel? No, but he can't. Did it? What is this? Curse of mortality. Unable to heal. Damn. Okay, he's going down. That's not good. My tank's going down. But I'll be fine. I just need to put another swarm down before he dies. Still has that curse of mortality, doesn't he? Work out. Oh no, we're good. There. And heal up. Let's go. Mana. Freeze him. Alistair. Steal his health. Right. Did it. Oof.
And I'm off.
Yes, Missy, thank you so much for reminding me to make this easier. Duncan in Heaven BTFO'd because he didn't let this dude in the first battle. Jeez. Sorry. Getting a dirty look from the dead king. They were the people you sent to light the beacon. Yeah. Well, listen. We did that job. Did that job just fine. This job, however, mistakes were made. That's all. Some mistakes were made. Not a lot of mistakes, but some. Certainly some. Okay, let's go on in. Let's quick save. And go on in. All right. Dead people. A lot of dead people. And in here. Probably not here. Oh, chest.
And you'd like...
Let me do this real quick. That on cooldown. Why not? Riley says, y'all, I'm gonna have to log off early. I got a doctor's appointment early morning tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Love the live stream. Can't wait for the next one. Likewise. See you on Monday, presumably. Otherwise, we are going to be continuing in, if we don't finish this tonight, we'll be finishing it next week. If we do finish it tonight, then we will be continuing on to one of the DLC campaigns, most likely Liliana's Song. Oh god, I hate this fight. I hate this fight. I remember this fight. It sucks. Oh, it sucks so bad. Ah, it's so bad. Oh, I don't like it. Oh. Let's do some freezins. Do some zippity zappities. Steal your life back. Is that it? That's not it, is it? Gemlock Conjurer. Okay.
Try not to look too incompetent. It's embarrassing. Another. Is that all you got? Too easy.
Okay, well that wasn't so bad yet. Back up, dog. Gold. I have almost 150 gold. Most of that was from this. Just the final battle. Oh my gosh! All right. Let's quick save again. On moving. Let's go on through.
Trap right ahead.
Okay. Well, Yana, you wanna do the honors? Are you kidding? Alright, fine. Chain lightning. Everyone. That's freaking grease trap.
And I'm off.
That's one for me.
Steal your magic.
All right.
Who's zapping me? Oh. Hi.
Yes. And I'm off. All right.
Now, more than ever, I am regretting not getting
Yes.
auto loot and unlimited inventory space. But whatever. Totally could have gotten mods, but didn't bother with those. Keeping an eye on the clock. Oh, a treasure room.
We're on our way.
There shouldn't be anything I need in any of these, but... Nope. That's nice, but no. Basically have, like, fully kitted out enchanted weapons. So I don't really need much of this. Right. On we go. That is nice to have there, in case you're not fully kitted out with enchanted weapons. Sideways, but okay. I don't need great sword. You.
Right away.
Back bolts. Okay. I should actually equip her some arrows if I have them. Arrows. Right. Along.
All right.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Enchantment?
You're surrounded by darkspawn corpses. What happened here?
Enchantment!
Okay. That's, alright. Or,
Enchantment?
have any of your father's wares for sale? You seem to have killed everything. Don't need any of those. I can sell them. That, those. That. It. That corpse gall I've been piling up. Sell it? It did. Okay. Anything I need to buy last minute? Think so. I mean, I might as well stock all the way up on potions, because I have the money for them. Especially Lyrium potion. That'll be fine. Mashed potato, I agree. Sandal, standing amidst legions of dead darkspawn, chanting his usual enchantment, is, unsettling. Has some implications that he is a force of unimaginable destruction.
Yes.
Shouldn't be the case, but totally is. Now, I could just go back and sell all of this gear. Oh my gosh. You know what? Screw it. I can. I'm not going to finish this tonight. We only have 20 minutes. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna collect all of the crap.
And I'm off.
I'm gonna go sell it.
Huh.
To Sandal. What? Oh, hey, I missed a corpse. Alright, well that's the way forward. I'm not gonna go that way yet. Didn't miss anything in here right now. I'm just gonna... I don't want to go all the way back. It's not worth it. Go to the armory, though. Especially because it's right across from Sandal's disturbing horde of destruction.
All right.
Okay. Take everything and go sell it. I think what's going to have to happen, timeline-wise, is we will finish the start of next week. First, maybe 30-40 minutes or so. We'll probably get close to the boss tonight. Either to or close to the boss tonight. To the end boss. The Archdemon. And then next time, we'll fight it, we'll finish up, wrap up, do the end game stuff where we talk to all of our companions. Alistair is crowned king if he survives, all of that. Which he hopefully survives, we'll see. And then we'll move on to Liliana's song, which is the one of the several major story deals.
Enchantment?
There's like 4. Do you have any of your dad's wares? Let's sell all of this crap that we picked up. That, those, that, these, those, those, that. I think that was it, right? That was it. Yeah. Do us. Cool. Save again before we move right along.
All right.
We missed one earlier. Oh. Dead pups. Is this not the way through? Where am I supposed to go? Use now. It's gonna tell me, right? Oh, it's right past Sandal. Oh, jeez. Okay, there I go being dumb. Should have known. You have to go by Sandal and his room of death. Alright. It's all... Alright, let's go. Let's quick save one more time. Unless this is the boss fight. This might actually be the fight. Nope, okay, it's not. Not yet.
Huh.
No idea where I'm going at this point. Let's try this door. This door. Okay, interesting. Not the way I intended to go. Gosh. Let's go back. Let's check everything first.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
Like the royal bedchamber or something?
Allow me. I could do that for you.
Probably. With some massive destruction. Kitchens? Don't need to be here. Don't expect to get this tonight.
Yes.
Allow me. I could do that for you. Allow me. I could do that for you.
I can't just go through there, really. That's just... Alright. Fine.
Huh.
Okay, nothing yet. Let's keep going. Miss anything? I did. Come that way.
Huh.
That's a lot of traps. Oof.
You should try what you can. Alright, back on it is then.
As you like.
All right.
Well, that was a
All right.
surprising, but probably mostly a waste of time fight. Well, it's fine. Wait, or was it a waste of time? This actually might be the right direction.
As you like.
Is it? What's in this giant room? Let's go check it out. First of all, save again.
Huh.
Ah, I see. Fireball him.
I am your death.
Oh my.
Oh, you are funny, what you are.
That did the job. I really love Firestorm. Spell's incredible. Alright. Or whatever it's called, Inferno. It's Firestorm. I like Firestorm.
Going.
Training room, I suppose. Okay. Let's increase power and magic. Like I said, I'm going to wait on spells, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold off on spells. Save. Oh, saving, auto-saving. Right. Okay.
And I'm off.
That's the way through and out. So we're not going to do that yet. I think we're going to wait till next time to do that. But let's run around, make sure there's nothing else around here, down here. Oh, there is. Would you look at that? Yana, you want to help? Love for you to help. Help steal what rightfully belongs to King Alistair. Whatever. Gotta really love Crushing Prison as the spell. It's really quite impressive in terms of just taking out, or yeah, honestly taking out and stopping the damage output from one really big, dangerous bad guy. Ooh, nice. That's handy. Oh gosh, excuse me. That's also handy. Oh. Alright. Oh, that wasn't too great. That's fine. Alright. That's it, I think. And so, what we're going to do... I'm going to wrap it up here. It's about midnight. And if I go any further, I'm fairly certain the next room is out onto the balcony or onto the top of the tower for the boss fight. If I'm wrong about that, then okay, well, we'll have a little bit to go to start next time. That's fine. So that means that next time, unless I take way too long with this boss fight, 3 hours too long, we are set to finish Dragon Age Origins, at least the main story, next week, and then move on to Liliana's song, which tells us a little bit about where she came from, a little bit of her backstory, to kind of shed some light on her character and the events of this game so far. So, and then moving on from there over the course of the next few weeks. So, thank you all again for joining me. I hope you have a great night. Make sure you tune in Monday as well for more Nier Automata. We're just like this one, we're going to start that one off with a bang. There's a boss fight that we stopped right before jumping into. So that is going to be Monday, then back here on Thursday, like I said, finally wrapping up Dragon Age Origins. So, thank you again, and all of you, good night.